My dear child, there is a quiet question that has been living in your heart, one you may not always speak out loud, but one that lingers in your thoughts when you see others moving ahead, when you notice timelines unfolding around you that seem faster, smoother, more on time than your own. And that question is this: why is your journey taking longer? Why does your path toward marriage feel delayed, stretched, uncertain, as if something meant to happen has been held back just out of reach? And in those moments, it is easy to feel left behind, to feel like you're missing something, to wonder if time is slipping away instead of aligning in your favor. But listen closely, because what you are calling a delay is not a denial, it is not a mistake, and it is certainly not something to be ashamed of. It is, in truth, a different kind of path, one that carries blessings most people never get the chance to experience. Blessings that are hidden beneath the surface, quiet yet powerful, waiting to be recognized by those who are willing to see beyond comparison and beyond fear. And today, I want to reveal to you the first layer of those blessings, so you can begin to understand that your journey is not late. It is intentional, and the first hidden blessing of a late marriage journey is the depth of self-awareness you develop over time. Because while others may enter relationships earlier, often still discovering who they are, you are being given the space to truly know yourself, to understand your emotions, your patterns, your desires, your boundaries. And this kind of awareness cannot be rushed, it cannot be forced. It is something that is built through experience, through reflection, through moments of solitude that teach you who you are when no one else is defining you. And this is a gift, even if it does not always feel like one. Because when you know yourself deeply, you are less likely to lose yourself in a relationship. You are less likely to accept something that does not align with your truth, and you are more capable of creating a connection that is rooted in authenticity rather than dependency. And as this awareness grows, it leads you to the second hidden blessing: emotional maturity, a level of understanding that allows you to navigate relationships with more patience, more clarity, more balance, because you have had time to process your past, to learn from your experiences, to recognize what works for you and what does not. And this maturity changes the way you approach love. You are no longer driven by impulse or unrealistic expectations. You are guided by intention, by a desire for something real, something stable, something that can last. And this does not mean you will not feel deeply. It simply means you will feel with awareness, with understanding, with a sense of responsibility for your own emotions, as well as the connection you are building. And this is something that strengthens relationships in ways that early, unprepared connections often struggle to maintain. And as you continue on this path, there is a third blessing that begins to take shape, one that is often overlooked because it does not always appear as something positive at first, and that is the lessons you have learned from past disappointments, because if your journey has taken longer, it is likely that you have experienced moments of heartbreak, of confusion, of connections that did not work out the way you hoped. And while those experiences may have been painful, they have also been teachers. They have shown you what you do not want, what you cannot accept, what you deserve to receive instead. And this knowledge is powerful because it protects you from repeating the same patterns. It helps you recognize red flags earlier. It gives you the clarity to walk away from situations that are not right for you, instead of holding on out of fear or loneliness. And this is not something everyone has the opportunity to develop before entering a long-term commitment. And that is why it is a blessing, even if it came through difficulty. And as you begin to see this more clearly, there is another layer that reveals itself, the fourth hidden blessing, which is the independence you have built within yourself, the ability to stand on your own, to create a life that is not dependent on another person for its meaning or stability. And this independence is not about isolation. It is not about rejecting connection. It is about knowing that you are whole on your own, that your happiness is not something that comes only from being in a relationship, but something that exists within you, something you carry with you regardless of your relationship status. And when you enter a marriage from this place, you do not come from a sense of lack. You come from a place of wholeness. And this changes everything, because you are not looking for someone to complete you. You are looking for someone to share your life with, to grow alongside, to build something meaningful together. And this creates a healthier, more balanced connection, one that is not based on dependency, but on mutual support and respect. And finally, my dear child, there is the fifth hidden blessing, the one that ties all the others together, the one that gives your journey its deeper meaning, and that is divine timing. The understanding that your life is not unfolding according to a random schedule, but according to a plan that is uniquely yours, a plan that takes into account everything you have experienced, everything you have learned, everything you have become, and aligns it with the person who is meant to walk beside you. And this timing may not always match what you see around you. It may not align with societal expectations or external pressures, but it is precise. It is intentional. It is designed to bring you into a connection at a point where both you and your partner are ready, not just to meet, but to sustain, to grow, to build something that is not fragile, but strong, not temporary, but lasting. And when you begin to trust this timing, when you release the need to compare, to rush, to question why things are not happening sooner, you start to feel a different kind of peace, a sense that your journey is not behind, it is simply different. And different does not mean wrong, it means unique. It means tailored to your growth, your path, your purpose. And as you sit with this understanding, as you allow it to settle into your heart, ask yourself this: what if nothing is late? What if everything is unfolding exactly as it should? What if the time you have spent waiting, growing, learning has not been wasted, but has been preparing you for something that is worth the wait, something that is aligned with who you truly are? And if you can begin to see your journey through that lens, if you can shift your perspective from delay to preparation, from lack to growth, you will start to notice that what once felt like a burden begins to feel like a blessing, a quiet, powerful blessing that is shaping your life in ways you will fully understand when the moment finally arrives. When the connection you have been waiting for enters your life not as something rushed or uncertain, but as something steady, something real, something that reflects not just where you are, but who you have become along the way. My dear child, as your heart continues to open to these truths, as you slowly begin to see that your journey has not been delayed but designed, there is still more for you to understand. More hidden blessings that reveal themselves only when you look beyond comparison, beyond pressure, beyond the quiet fear that whispers you are behind. Because the truth is, you are not behind. You are being built. And what is being built within you is something far more valuable than timing alone could ever give. And one of the deepest blessings that comes with a later marriage journey is the clarity of intention you carry into love. Because by now, you are no longer searching blindly. You are no longer drawn only by surface attraction or temporary excitement. You have learned, through experience and reflection, what truly matters to you, what kind of connection you want, what values you cannot compromise on, and this clarity becomes your guide. It protects you from settling. It protects you from entering relationships that are not aligned with your truth. And while others may have learned these lessons after making long-term commitments, you are learning them before, and that changes everything. Because when you finally step into a relationship, you do so with awareness, with intention, with a sense of purpose that creates a stronger foundation from the very beginning. And this leads you to another hidden blessing, one that is often misunderstood, and that is the strength you have developed in solitude. Because there is a difference between being alone and being comfortable within your own presence, and your journey has given you the opportunity to build that comfort, to learn how to sit with yourself, how to face your thoughts, how to create moments of peace and fulfillment without relying on someone else to fill that space. And this is not a small thing. It is a powerful skill. Because when you are comfortable with yourself, you do not enter a relationship out of fear of loneliness. You enter it out of a genuine desire to share your life, and this creates a different kind of connection, one that is not driven by need, but by choice, by mutual appreciation, by a willingness to grow together rather than a need to escape being alone. And as you continue to reflect on this, there is another blessing that quietly reveals itself: the ability to recognize true compatibility over illusion. Because time has taught you the difference between what feels good in the moment and what actually works in the long run. You begin to see beyond charm, beyond attraction, beyond temporary chemistry, and you start to value things like communication, respect, emotional availability, shared values, and a sense of stability. And this shift is crucial because it allows you to choose a partner not just based on how they make you feel in the beginning, but based on how they align with your life, your goals, your emotional needs, and this kind of awareness reduces the chances of entering a connection that cannot sustain itself over time, and it increases the likelihood of building something that is real, something that can grow, something that can last. And as this understanding deepens, there is another layer you must acknowledge, something that may have felt like a challenge but is actually a blessing in disguise, and that is the resilience you have developed through waiting. Because waiting is not passive. It is not simply time passing. It is a process that tests your patience, your faith, your ability to trust that what is meant for you will arrive. And through this process, you have become stronger, more grounded, more capable of handling uncertainty without losing yourself. And this resilience will serve you in your future relationship, because no connection is without challenges. No journey is without moments of difficulty. And the strength you have built now will help you navigate those moments with more stability, more understanding, more patience than someone who has never had to wait, who has never had to develop that level of inner strength. And finally, my dear child, there is one more hidden blessing, one that is perhaps the most profound of all, and that is the alignment of timing not just with your life, but with the life of the person you are meant to be with. Because it is not only about when you are ready, it is about when both of you are ready, when both of your paths have brought you to a place where you can meet not as incomplete versions of yourselves, but as individuals who have grown, who have learned, who have become more aware of what they want and what they are capable of giving. And this alignment cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. It requires time. It requires experiences. It requires both of you to walk your own journeys before those paths intersect in the right way. And this is why your timing is different. Not because you are being delayed, but because something greater is being aligned. Something that requires both sides to reach a certain level of understanding, maturity, and readiness before it can fully come together. And when you begin to see it this way, when you begin to trust that your journey is not random but intentional, something within you starts to shift. The pressure begins to fade. The comparison begins to lose its hold. And in its place, there is a quiet confidence, a sense of peace that tells you that you are exactly where you need to be, that nothing has been wasted, that every moment, every lesson, every experience has been shaping you for something meaningful, something that is not just about meeting someone, but about building something that is strong, something that reflects who you have become. And as you carry this understanding with you, you will find that your perspective on time changes. You no longer see it as something you are running out of, but as something that has been working for you all along, guiding you, preparing you, aligning you with a future that is not rushed, not forced, but intentional, steady, and real. And when that moment finally arrives, when you meet the person who fits into your life in a way that feels natural, in a way that feels right, you will look back on your journey not with regret, but with gratitude, because you will see clearly that what once felt like waiting was actually becoming. What once felt like delay was actually preparation, and what once felt uncertain was always leading you exactly where you were meant to be.